Hi, so I don't make many videos, but I just had to make this one. This is gonna be titled "Screwed by Suddenlink Internet." So I'm moving to a rural part of Nevada, and I put in my order through Suddenlink's website. Everything went through fine. The order went through fine, and I got the 1 gigabyte because my wife's gonna work from home, and I got the 1 gigabyte service, and the order seemed to go through. Everything went fine, which I've said before, but that's beside the point. What is to the point is the email I got the next day, which said we no longer service, or your address is unserviceable. So, which got me wondering then, why did they even let me put through the order? So I called Suddenlink, and I got this person. He said, basically, what Suddenlink does is anybody in that zip code can put in an order, regardless of if they service them or not. So basically, if you put in an order for Suddenlink, you have a 50-50 chance of not getting it. I guess you're supposed to give them a call just to make sure that their website and their I guess you could say serviceable database are in sync, but apparently they're not in this case. So I got into a little chat with the gentleman. He said if I really wanted Suddenlink, perhaps I should have moved to a different area to get Suddenlink. Now, I just moved, and I was under the impression that I would have gotten Suddenlink because their website said I would. We then get into another discussion about that I should have done my due diligence and I guess called the Suddenlink. Maybe I should have, but I also know that 95% of businesses are done online. And what really amazes me is when I put in another address, it says the service is unavailable. So I get into another discussion. I said, well, why do you let me to complete the order if it's unserviceable? He says anybody in that particular zip code can put in a Suddenlink order, and basically it's a turkey shoot when you get it. So this led into some more conversation. Basically, you can't trust Suddenlink if you order it in, say, rural parts of Nevada. I just want to get this out there because people like me may trust the website, which was probably the dumbest thing I've ever done, and I'll never do again. But, the pickings out there in rural Nevada are, slim as in, decent speeds. And I just don't want anybody else to fall into this trap. Suddenlink really doesn't care about the customers. I mean, their website proves this beyond a doubt. I mean, if I go to Cox, if I go to Spectrum, if I go to AT&T, and I put in my address, it'll tell me if my website or if my residence is unserviceable. But Suddenlink really doesn't care. They just let you think you're going to get it. Well, you're depending on this internet service for a family member to do their job. It's just not a good way to do business, and I consider it fraud. It's misleading the customer. It's just not a good business practice. So I can't believe Suddenlink is still in business. Maybe it's a good service, maybe it isn't. I'll never know because they say they'll service me at my address, but then I get a little email saying, I'm sorry, it's unserviceable. And also, he said, there's a disclaimer on the page. Well, the disclaimer is in little tiny letters, the ones that nobody reads. I guess that's their out in case this happens, but it's just totally unethical in my view. I mean, if you say, or a person orders a product from you and you say you have that product, in this case Suddenlink, you should follow through with that. His other explanation is we're a cable company and we don't have any runs out there. And I'm going, well, why don't you have any runs out there if you advertise it as serviceable on your website? And he goes into some long excuse about we're a cable company, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It was just very, very disconcerting. And I don't think they're a good business. If you have Suddenlink, good for you. I hope your service is great. If you're one of these people who lives in a rural Nevada and gets screwed by Suddenlink, which is what this title is going to be called, Screwed and Deceived by Suddenlink, maybe if all of us give Suddenlink a call and complain, we can get somewhere. But until then, they don't care. We're just small fish in a big pond, and they have the rest of the country to service, and to hell with the little people. Anyway, it's just a rant. I hope this does some good for some people. I hope they, if they're planning to move to rural Nevada, and Suddenlink services or thinks they services their area, that they give them a call just to make sure. So I hope this helps somebody. I just wish I would have, I wish I would have called and not been stupid enough to think that their website was accurate. So I hope this helps somebody. You guys all have a good evening. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.